Hello world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at. And we are super excited to have you this morning. And welcome to the Savanh Family Show. Yes, we're trying to get this done right when we say it together. Hey, Henry Ford once said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're definitely right. So, isn't that really cool? Let's find out if that is so true, right? So, the big question is this. How do married couples like us, who have busy schedules, run high-performing businesses, face challenges daily, raise multiple children,
and yet still remain in love, passionate, and happy like when we first dated?
That is the question, and this show will give you the answers.
Welcome to the Savanh Family Show.
Master your relationship, your life, and your business now. Hello, and if this is your first time watching us, we wanted to welcome you. And yes. My name is Savanh. My beautiful wife, my angel, my queen, my amazing business partner, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi, how's everyone doing today?
Good. Hopefully your day has started out great. Yes.
Yes.
Got the coffee. Got a pen and paper because there's gonna be a lot of notes that you can take today. So
yeah, I wanted to show you this. This is one of my favorite mugs. It's by Zig Ziglar. It talks about, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people to get what they want. Yeah. So, this is always my favorite mug because that reminds me about, hey, we just have to help enough people to get what they want.
Yes.
And we will get what we want.
Yes. That is the goal. Help as many people get what they want as much as they can. Help them make progress, because that's really what a strategist and a coach and a mentor does, right?
Yes.
If you really boil it down to it, the goal is to help. A coach helps you move forward.
Yes.
And if they don't, then they're really not that good of a coach. Right? So that's, you want to boil it down. So this is our 8 lessons you should avoid teaching your children. And This is episode 6. So we have, this is episode 5. So we have 3 more episodes after this. So if you have not watched our previous episodes, please do. So 8 lessons you should avoid teaching your children. They're really, really good lessons because we do this for our children.
Yes.
And, we didn't at one point, and once we started really taking these away, it was really shifted in how, I could see their character and the identity molding, right?
Yes.
So, which is phenomenal, which is very, very important for them to grow up to be awesome adults, right?
Yes, I'm so obsessed with how to teach your kids correctly, so that way, they will grow into the person that you want them to be. And initially I thought, everything has to be perfect, but then we realized that actually it is not, everybody have their own, way of doing it. We turn out all right, so,
all right, we turn out awesome.
You're right. We turn out outstanding. That's the reason why we're in front of you talking to you right now, because of the journey, make us stronger. And thus, anything that you're doing right now, it's whatever that you have, it is enough. We're just giving you more tips so that you can get it better.
Yes. And if you like this series, please like our videos and then comment down below the lessons we share with you, the tips we share with you. If that really impacts you, you're like, oh my God, that's really great. Or if you have tips for us to share with our children that we can groom and really add value to our own children, as well as other people listening and watching here on the audience, please comment. We definitely want to get to know if you have some great ideas. We would definitely want to know as well. So and then subscribe to our channel if you really like what you see here. We upload, do live and upload new videos all the time, so you'll get alerted. Hit that bell icon, okay?
Yep.
So. All right, so there's also additional links below for additional training.
Yes.
So we do several trainings. We always do new trainings, and when we do them, we'll record them, or we'll do live trainings as well. So always watch on our descriptions that, for any additional training links that are on there so that we can add more value to above and beyond this channel.
Yes.
Okay, so 8 lessons you should avoid teaching your children. And today's lesson that you should really avoid teaching them is that they should always do what they are told, right? That they should always do what they are told. Well,
so this is the 8 lesson you should avoid. So don't tell them to do that.
Yeah. So if you, hey, you should always listen, right? You should always listen to what you're told. You should always just listen because I'm an adult. Have you heard that before? I have.
Of course.
I have. You should always listen to your adults. I've heard that before, right? I've heard that expressed to other children. I've heard that, told to me, right? And what happens there is you suppress any feelings, emotions, or thoughts that they have. You really start teaching them how to not think for themselves.
Yes.
Right? That they should always listen to an adult. Well, what if the adult's wrong?
Yes.
Right? What if the adult is doing something that the adult shouldn't be doing?
Yes.
And the child is afraid to voice it out or tell somebody about it, right? So that's why this is such key.
Yeah, and I remember this story. It talks about this family. Every time they are doing Thanksgiving dinner, they will make this pork chop or whatever it's called. And what they do is they always grab a piece of pork, and then they will cut the front and the back, and then they will put that piece into the oven and cook it.
Oh, this is at a deli, right? A deli. Yeah, it was a deli. So basically, the story behind this is this, right? So an employee, comes to work one day after working there for several years. She puts the ham on there and cuts both sides. And then one day, a new employee comes in and says, "Hey, just curiosity, why do we cut both sides?" And then the veteran employee says, "That's just how we've always done it." And the new employee says, "Well, that's kind of weird. We're wasting." each side. Yep. I love the ham, and he goes, "Yeah, well, that's what they've always told us to do. So do we do it?" And then the new employee asks the owner, says, "Why do we do that?" The owner goes, "Wait, what? You guys still do that?" And the new employee says, "Yeah, I asked, and they told me this is what I should do every time." And the owner's like, "Oh my gosh." The reason why they used to cut each side is because the pan back then was too small.
Yes.
So they would have to cut each side and put it in the pan to make it fit the pan. Well, obviously now the owner's like, "Oh my God, we have bigger pans now, so you don't have to do that. So you don't have to waste that much of the ham," right? So
yes,
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that leads to tip number 1.
Yes. So if you tip number 1 is to always ask questions to understand why. Right? Always teach your children that. Like if you tell them, "Hey, don't ask questions, don't say anything, just do what we say, we're adults." Well, you're not really getting them to think. They're unleashing their creativity or to really ask questions. And I've heard parents do this where like, stop asking questions, right?
Yeah, like just do what I told you to do.
Yeah, it's like
which is pretty amazing. I'm not saying that that's not how you should do it, but a lot of time I think what we actually did is we lose the patience. We lose the patience, or sometimes we actually don't know why they're supposed to do this because we listen to our parents, and this is what our parents tell us to do it, so we did it. However, that is becoming the product, in my perspective, is the kids pretty soon stop asking the why.
Yes.
And if you notice, if you want your kids to be successful, want them to be entrepreneurs, want them to be the leader, the thought leader usually asks why. Like Simon Sinek, start with the why. Right? Yes. Tony Robbins, why are you doing this? Right? So, so we love to practice the kids' brain of asking why. Not that they're challenging us, but at least we need to let them know a valid reason of why they should be doing this and not that.
Yes.
Right? And then and instead of just become a yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Again, I think it's great. But I do think that it could be better.
Yes, and I like that because what we do with our child, right? Our children, and our first boy, Alexander, he's asked a lot more why than his brother. We love it, and when sometimes he'll ask a really great question, right? And then we actually praise it. We're like, "Oh, that's a really great question."
Yes.
But we never stop him from asking why because we want him to understand. We want him to ask those questions to really understand why this decision is going to be made, or why this person did this, or why we did this, why we're going here. So this way they can really truly understand in life. That's their life experience.
Yes.
Right. Right now. So when they grow up to adults, they get more. When you teach your children to ask questions to understand why, they become more experienced adults in life. That's really what it is, right? Those are life experiences. So if you suppress it, then they're not learning anything new as children to understand why and to ask those type of questions.
They're not learning to be a leader.
Correct.
And again, same thing, if they are so used to asking the word why, when they are, hanging out with their peer and their peer telling them to do something that they're not supposed to.
Yeah, we want them to have why.
Then they should ask why. Why should I do this? Why should I, hang, do this specific thing with you, take pills, take drugs, or I don't know, go rob a bank. Who knows, right? But why should I do this? And then if they justify that, no, that's not what I need, or that's not what I should do, then they're gonna cut it off and they're gonna walk away. Because they're so used to justify whether it is a good why or not good why. And obviously, as a parent, I am learning every single day how to make sure that I give them a good why. And then I really think deep about, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? And now my kids are doing amazing. So
yes, most definitely. And then the second tip we have for you is really that it is okay for them to stick up for themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Love this.
Huge. Because to voice out their opinion, right? To stick up for what they believe in, especially, we have our neighbor boy, right? Comes over and plays and all that stuff. And I remember one day they were playing with my son Alexander, and the other boy didn't do something right that was that followed our rules, right? And he says, "Hey, Lyndon, if you're gonna come over here, you have to follow the Savanh family rules," right? Because he stuck up for what he believed in, and that was a very proud moment. And I would want Lyndon, if Alex goes over there, if Alex did something, I would want Lyndon to be like, "Hey, Alex, you have to follow our rules as well," right? So I mean, that is so important, because if your child knows right from wrong, right?
Yes.
That they're able to voice out, to be able to stick up for what's right, and whatever rules or whatever beliefs that were already taught to them, instilled in them, that is good.
Yes.
Then they're going to not be influenced by peer pressure or by their peers.
Yes.
Peer group. If the peer group is deciding to do anything wrong, drugs or anything like that, right? Breaking into cars or robbery, whatever it is, right? Anything wrong. The key is that they are comfortable and confident in themselves to say, "Nope, this is not right. I'm not doing it, and you shouldn't too." Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. One part of my family, right? I observe. They usually only have like one date. One boyfriend, and then they just fall in love with each other, and then just the rest of their life. And one of my cousins actually lived with me for a while, and then I noticed that she just have this automatic confidence to stick up for themselves. And I was like, "Hey, how come you didn't have any boyfriends?" "Oh, I don't need it, but all your friends has it." "I know, but I don't care." Because my belief system is I will find that one person and I'm going to fall in love with that person for the rest of my life. But I'm just waiting for that one correct opportunity. But the way she said it is so confident that I was like, wow, this parenting is obviously done right, because she's not worried about what other people are saying. She's not worried about the social pressure.
Right.
She's not nervous about, is it because I'm not attractive, that's why I'm not getting, or she knows that, hey, there's people that's coming at me all the time, but I'm just not ready for it. I don't want to just do it, right? So it's okay to stick up for yourself, because you see, and she's so confident. I know that she's obviously going to be very successful in life, because when she decides to do something, she's going to just do it. So it's okay for the kids to stick up for themselves. Because again, that is where they can grow their confidence level. They can really be themselves. I mean, even me as a parent, sometimes I struggle with that, because, growing up, it's a lot of, not enough. And I usually are people pleaser. So I was always say yes to people. And now, as adulthood, it's really hard for me to learn how to say, no, actually, I don't think that's right. Hey, I don't think this is right. But so then that's right now we're teaching our kids, how to stick up for themselves and make sure that they say what they need to say.
Yeah, have you ever seen a movie scene where, let's say, a group of guys, there's several movies like this, but the one that I can really think of right now that portrays this particular moment is, there's a movie called Boys in the Hood, a very popular movie in the U.S. Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it, right? There was a scene where, you remember his best friend, Ice Cube got shot, right? Or, I'm sorry, not his Ice Cube, but his friend next door got shot, his good friend. And, Ice Cube and him jumped in the car with their friends, and they were going to go after these people who shot him, right?
Yep.
And there was a scene in there where, as they were driving there, Cuba says, hits the guy, says, "Let me out of the car," right? "Let me out of the car." They're like, "What? Pull over, let me out." Because he knew it wasn't right? It wasn't right for him to be in that car, that they shouldn't be doing these things. It didn't follow his belief or his values, so he got out of the car. And the other guys kind of looked at him. He's like, I'm not doing this. So he leaves, right? And then if you remember the very next day, Ice Cube comes and sees him, and he's like, man, I understand why you left the car, right? I would rather want my kid to get out of the car. I would rather want my kid to like, this isn't right. I'm not going to go and shoot somebody or do anything bad. I'm going to get out of the car because this is the right thing to do, right? I'm going to stick up for myself at this moment. I would rather have my child do something like that, right? So
that's what we want our child to do.
Yeah. So and you as well. So I want them to have that strong of a belief and confidence in themselves that they can make a decision to stick up for themselves instead of going with the peer pressure, right? So that's just one of the scenes, but there's several scenes like that. And if that was my child's scene in his life, I would want him to get out of the car instead of saying, I need to stay in this because I am peer pressured by my friends or my surroundings, right?
Yep.
So.
And again, that one decision that they make wrong in their life sometimes could be the critical thing that become, that will be the biggest regret in their life too.
Totally.
So that's why, we love, we just love that, the kids are very confident. They can stick up for themselves. Again, is there challenges?
Yes.
Absolutely. There's time that they say, hey, mommy, I don't think you're right. All right, so let's figure out who's right, and we'll get into this battle.
Am I smarter than a 6-year-old? Right? So, and sometimes we're not. We're like, wow, I
was like, wow, you're really good,
So, hey, guys, we love this. Thank you very much. So Thursday is our family day, so that's why it's a family topic. And if you like this series, please like our video here. Please comment as well, a takeaway or anything you want to add value. And then subscribe to our channel and share this with somebody you love who needs it, okay? So what we're going to summarize everything is 8 lessons you should avoid teaching your children. And the 2 tips today was really the topic was teaching your child that it's okay, that they should not really just listen to adults because adults are saying, I'm an adult, right? That the 2 tips is to always ask questions so they understand why, and that it is okay for them to stick up for themselves, okay? So we love you. We thank you. We will see you on the next series. If you like this show, subscribe now.
Remember, mastery starts here.
See you on the next show.